Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is your boy Tanveer Side, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons. And thank you if you already have, as your support helps me keep this channel going and also helps me remain motivated to continue making these videos. Right, today we're going to talk about, or I'm going to talk about the first T20I between Bangladesh and New Zealand. Now, given that Bangladesh they're not doing that good. And given that T20 cricket has influenced world cricket worldwide, or world cricket in every part of the world, and especially in terms of how the other formats, ODI and Test cricket, is being played, I think it is about time that I start taking T20 cricket seriously as well. So, yes, I am moving away from my hiatus for not covering T20 internationals. So yes, I will be covering T20 internationals involving Bangladesh. And that being said, it was a difficult debut for Nasum Muhammad and Shorif, especially Shoriful Islam, because they were from the ODI squad that won the Under 19 World Cup, and I thought they couldn't have been put in a more difficult situation. I mean, if it had to be more difficult, it had to be in a World Cup final, like a T20 World Cup final with all of your players getting out, and only Nasu Muhammad and Shoriful Islam are at the crease, and they have to chase down 300 runs. If it had to be any more difficult, so uh, and that sort of showed because Shoriful Islam did not know exactly where to bowl, and also it showed that these conditions are quite alien to him because see that T20 match no that under 19 World Cup happened in South Africa. The conditions of South Africa and New Zealand are different. They might be similar, but they're still different enough. If you actually constantly follow cricket, you will realize that, especially in New Zealand. New Zealand seem to have their own unique set of conditions that perhaps are even missing in certain parts of Australia. But then again, Australia is geographically, I think it's actually bigger than India. So Australia is a very, very diverse country in terms of the amount of different types of conditions that you're going to get. Excuse me. Yeah, it's gonna be non-edited. Yeah, it's one of those episodes where you can hear me drinking coffee. But anyways, New Zealand chose to bat first, and there's another thing again that even the luck is going against Bangladesh, where we can't even seem to win a toss. We lost all tosses. So New Zealand won the toss, elected to bat first. Okay, and Nasum Ahmad had a decent debut. I believe in the first over he got a wicket, and that too he got a bowled, and that too I believe that was the first delivery faced by the batsman as well. I think like Finn something. He has a record of hitting a lot of sixes in domestic cricket. I think he got bowled first delivery, but yeah, don't expect to see that in the next match because Nasum Ahmad, if you actually followed his bowling, he did not trouble the batsman that much. In fact, no bowler troubled the batsman. Okay, you had a 210 for three. Well, the for three part, I don't know, but at least we fell 2 runs short of what New Zealand scored against India, which was the highest score made in this ground in a T20 match. I believe it was Saturn Park. So, some consolidation there. But the for three part is also worrying. For three or for four, it doesn't matter. It sort of tells you that the Bangladeshi bowlers did not have penetrance whatsoever. And I'm looking at Mustafizur Rahman, and I have come to this conclusion that Mustafizur Rahman, obviously this conclusion can change, depending on future performance, but based on what I've seen, Mustafizur Rahman is not ready to spearhead Bangladesh's bowling. Mustafizur Rahman is not ready. He does not have the maturity. I think he came in as like a 17-year-old or something like that. 17 or 19-year-old. He's not ready. He is not ready. Okay, then Muhammad Saifuddin, he is getting figured out big time in terms of how to actually not give him your wickets. Because look at Muhammad Saifuddin. He is extremely generic, but somehow he got wickets. It was because he was a bit different than the other pacers that we had. Muhammad Saifuddin is just a better version of Ziaur Rahman, if you can remember Ziaur Rahman. Okay. So our bowling was completely in the crapper. Our fielding could have been better, but at least the ground fielding slightly improved. I think we saw a direct hit or two. So that was good. But our catching still needs to improve. Okay. Now our batting. Oh, good lord, our batting. Tim Saudi came back and, I believe dismissed Liton Das in a soft manner. Shamma Sarkar now has to, call back home to his, wherever he lives, his village or his hometown or whatever, and just say, you know what, make me a permanent space because I'm not going to get selected for cricket ever again. Shamma Sarkar is becoming the left-handed Mohammad Ashraful. And this was actually indicated in, I believe, was Bangladesh Betar commentary. Yeah, this is indicated by them that he's reminiscent of Mohammad Ashraful. That is a very bad comparison to have, my man. You're getting compared to Mohammad Ashraful. And Mohammad Ashraful is perhaps the biggest disappointments of Bangladesh cricket because he promised so much and he failed so many times that the number of times he did perform, it sort of got negated. It doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, he got the 197. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Look at how many times he failed. So yeah, and Ravi Shastri said this about Mohammad Ashraful when he came to the IPL, that 2008 and 2009. That Mohammad Ashraful, now here's a man who has a lot of talent, but who has absolutely thrown it away. Okay. So yeah, that is the reputation of Mohammad Ashraful, at least with the Indian cricket establishment. So if Shamma Sarkar is getting that type of comparisons, yeah, you know what? Save yourself and Bangladesh the embarrassment and just go do something else. Okay, Afif Hussain did all he could, but he is still inexperienced. He needed someone more experienced than him to bat alongside him. And this is why, without Tamim Iqbal, without Shakib Al Hasan, without Mushfiqur Rahim, you see how helpless we are. And it's not like in the ODI series, Tamim Iqbal and Mushfiqur Rahim made a big difference, well, except the second ODI. But apart from that, it's not like, they won us games. But at least Muhammad Saifuddin showed that he can hold down a fort, hold down the fort at one end at least. But you still need another player to score those runs. And when you have someone coming in like Lockie Ferguson, and by the way, that's what I think cost Mohammad Naeem Sheikh his wickets. Lockie Ferguson is a pretty fast bowler. He has records of bowling at over 150 Ks. Okay, when you have someone coming in like Lockie Ferguson against someone like Mohammad Naeem, who has never seen 150 K bowling perhaps in his life, and not with that amount of consistency and bounce and whatnot, of course he's going to get a bit bamboozled. And I believe it was Afif Hussain, he lost his wicket to, was it Lockie Ferguson? I know he got bowled. Yeah, it might have been Lockie Ferguson. It was round the wicket. So you had the inexperienced people, and then you have your more experienced people like Mohammad I believe Muhammad Mithun and Mahmudullah, or the Mahmudullah and someone else, they lost their wickets in almost identical fashion to Ish Sodhi, a leg spinner. Another thing that Bangladesh, they seem reluctant to uh, develop. And listen, development doesn't only come naturally. Okay, development also has to be incentivized. I'm surprised Bangladesh hires all these psychologists and all these, this boro boro log, right? Bangladesh being the choto choto log, because they think like the choto choto log, they hire all these boro boro log, and then they basically hang on the every word of the boro boro log. And still, they didn't realize that development doesn't come out of nothing. It has to be facilitated, and the facilitation has to be maintained. So Bangladesh's inexperience with leg spin also told. Ish Sodhi broke the entire back of this chase. So the fact that Afif Hussain got his 45, that he did, and Muhammad Saifuddin got 30 odd that he did, it's kudos to them. And which brings me to the final point of Bangladesh T20. Bangladesh in T20, their average score, or their scores tend to hover around 140 and 100 and just below 170. Bangladesh needs to change this now. They really need to change this now. Okay, because this has been the status quo for Bangladesh for quite some time. We can't keep going on like this if you want to make progress. And which brings me back to what Tamim Iqbal said. If you're going to play this kind of cricket, our cricket is going absolutely nowhere. And the BCB members, you feel butthurt about this, you need to shut the heck up. Man. Really, shut the heck up and just say yes sir to the cricketers and move on. Because I'm getting a bit annoyed with this. Covering Bangladesh cricket for as long as I have, it is actually very frustrating for a Bangladesh cricket fan to see their team lose over and over again in such humiliating fashion. After coming back from a test series, or after coming from a test series where we got even more severely humiliated by a rather depleted West Indies side. Alright, that's it. Please do let me know your thoughts about the first T20 match in the comment section below. And as always, hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons. This is Tanvir Syed signing out.